The World Super League gave me so many thoughts. Players rebelling, maybe wanting to leave their clubs. What if they broke out of their contracts and became free agents? And then I got an idea. What if all the players became free transfers? Probably the best player ever to play the game has retired. What happened to you? Premier League has a new contender. Neymar is playing for... Now, our aim is to get to 20,000 subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet and we reach 20,000 by the start of July, I'm going to be giving away 2 of these Mega Loot snapbacks and a £50 Amazon gift card to 3 new subscribers. All you have to do, hit that subscribe, help us get to 20,000 before July, and this could be yours. I can see them all. Let's go. Now, how I have done this, I went on the pre-game editor and I removed every single player who had a full-term contract at one of the big 7 leagues in Europe. They are now just classed as free agents. Anybody can approach them, anybody can sign them around the world. If any of this shocks or surprises you, maybe drop a thumbs up, a like on this video, and let me know down in the comments at what part this was, because there's going to be a lot of shocks and surprises. After one season, I want to see where the big players have gone, maybe who still knock around on free agency, and how has this affected the 7 leagues in question. But for now, it's time to start simulating. So I started by checking each of the leagues in question. The Premier League had no big surprises. Man City have an incredible season despite fielding a team of players I've never even heard of and with a new manager. They had some more recognisable faces on the bench and even lunged in a 35-year-old Scott Carson. La Liga also looked rather similar, Madrid winning, Barca in 5th place, and player-wise, Ronaldo is back in a Madrid team full of world-class players and Jurgen Klopp as their manager. Barcelona, however, not trying to sign anyone and putting their faith in the youth team, which they still had contracted. Again, no change in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich winning with a very average team, Bayer Leverkusen getting relegated however, and I'm starting to question where all of the world-class players have gone. Juve topped a very weird Serie A with Isaac as their key player and Giovanni Reina in midfield. And in France, PSG won the league with 5 faceless players and Phil Jagielka playing at right back. And this is the shocking part that I alluded to earlier, which would prompt you to smash that like button. Maybe, but there's still some shocking points to come. The Liga NOS wasn't too weird, but the biggest surprise was the Eredivisie, which was won by Heracles, led by Thomas Buting. So where have all of the big names gone? On the shortlist, we can see that most of the players have gone to Spain and more importantly to Real Madrid, meaning that they are probably going to dominate. And as we scroll further and further down, it becomes very apparent that some of the players decided to go elsewhere. Erling Haaland in China. Another surprise that I found was Matthias de Ligt finding himself in Portimonense in Portugal. That's a very weird transfer. So we're still missing some big names, so I went searching even more. First off, I went to Lionel Messi and I was shocked to find out that he has actually retired. Nobody came in for him, and at 33 years of age, probably the best player ever to play the game, has retired. Brazilian star Neymar actually went back to Brazil with Grêmio. And much to my surprise, players like Kylian Mbappe, Virgil van Dijk, Bruno Fernandes, and even Milinkovic-Savic all could not find themselves a club at the end of the first season. In fact, the amount of players who have yet to find a club was absolutely astonishing. And if I went back on the shortlist and searched for free agents with international caps of 40 or above, the amount of names that you can see here is ridiculous. Raheem Sterling, you can go down even further, there's some world-class defenders there, and even some players like Harry Kane is on this list. They literally cannot find themselves a club. Even arguably the best player in the world last year, Robert Lewandowski, retired as a player at the age of 32. So I had to know more. There are obviously some unfinished stories here. Will Haaland stay in China? Will Mbappe ever find a club? Will Neymar ever come back from Brazil? So I just had to continue, and I simulated another 5 seasons. The Premier League has a new contender now, with Watford winning 2 leagues in 3 years and some more recognisable players in the statistics. Madrid still dominate La Liga, and there's our man Mbappe, who finally signed in the 2nd season, and also Haaland is back in Europe after 2 years in China. Hertha reigns supreme in the Bundesliga after Hamburg picked up a title too in 21-22, but no sign of Frankfurt, which makes me very sad. However, there's a new sheriff in town in Italy. Brescia absolutely dominating. They have Van Dijk as captain, signing for a free in the 2nd season, and they have Donnarumma in goal. France is still under siege by PSG, and De Ligt is back with a whole host of world-class talent, including the likes of Kulusevski, Ansu Fati, Camavinga, Trent Alexander-Arnold and João Felix. Liga NOS still can be won by a 6th different team, although Portimonense are now in the top 3. They no longer have the big names, however, but they sold a lot of players for huge profits. And Ajax claimed the Netherlands back as their own, with SMS as their captain, although he did go to Brescia for 2 seasons. And there's Heracles cementing themselves near the top. The Champions League was no surprise, and Madrid's players were sweeping up all the individual awards too, like the Ballon d'Or. The top of the transfer market had a lot more recognisable faces scrambled around Europe. And as for some of the names that we mentioned before, like Neymar and Mohamed Salah, well, get ready to press that like button again, because Neymar is playing for Fulham at the age of 34. He's still really good technically, just not very good physically. He actually went to Liverpool at some point for 5.75 million, barely played, and then Fulham picked him up for 4.6 million. And speaking of Liverpool, their Egyptian king Mohamed Salah finds himself playing for Mallorca. He is also 33, he's doing a lot better physically, and he even went to Brescia for 2 seasons as well. They literally had the best team in the world at some point in the save, I'm sure of it. After taking a trip to Valencia, he now finds himself in Mallorca on loan. Another weird one that I found was Raheem Sterling, who is only 31, is absolutely terrible now and plays in the Swiss league. Like, what happened to you? Honestly, I mean, he went to Southampton after 3 seasons of being out maybe, and just only played 1 good season at Basel, and that's how much he dropped off. But I dare say the biggest save from grace is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now the manager of Stoke. I'm really sorry, Stoke fans. I mean no offence. Reputation-wise, things looked very normal at the top, with a sprinkle of some surprise clubs halfway down. But the richest clubs in the world took me by surprise for sure, with Sassuolo in 2nd place and Betis and Mallorca being above Barcelona. No English teams in the top 40, and Watford were leading the pack as the richest Premier League team. The league reputations hadn't changed too much other than the Liga NOS and the Eredivisie dropping all the way down to 14th and 15th place. So what was the most shocking part that you think you've seen? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, also let me know if there's any ideas that you'd like to see in a video. And of course, make sure you are subscribed, and if you haven't done so, subscribe for a chance to win the 2 hats or the £50 Amazon gift card if we reach 20,000 subscribers by July. I will leave that in your very capable hands. You have 2 months to do it. See you soon. Bye bye.